Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I want to talk about an article that I read the other day that was just so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous and so stupid and doesn't make much sense at all. It doesn't make any sense. And this is a new study that just came out. And this is supposedly what gamers are going to look like in the next 20 years. So it says here, and I'll link this article down below, gaming disorder. This is how avid gamers will look like in the next 20 years, and it's terrifying. Highlighting the health hazards of video game addiction, which has been on the rise globally. A study has predicted how avid gamers would look in the next 20 years if they don't change their lifestyle. The research has been conducted by OnlineCasino.ca, a leading Canadian online casino website. The study introduces to the world a visual representation of the future gamer of 2040 named Michael. He suffers from sleep deprivation, dehydration, lack of vitamin, digital eye strain, and PlayStation FUM? What's that last one supposed to be? But it says these are just some of the physical implications of spending hours online in a gaming chair, away from sunlight and physical activity, the research says. An average gamer is said to spend 6 hours per week playing online video games, with many becoming addicts and spending long hours. The World Health Organization, WHO, recognizes video game addiction as an official psychological disorder and has termed it gaming disorder. So let's take a look at this, because it says here we conducted in-depth research into every physical impact on the body and the health of a human being from spending too much time indoors and online. The research said, pointing to the various physical and mental ill effects of gaming disorder. Let's take a look at this picture, and I'll have this picture right up here on the screen. So this is apparently what the future gamer is going to look like 20 years from now. And I want to say this, guys. I have been playing video games since I was 5 years old with a PS1. I played PS2, played PS3, PS4, played Xbox 360 also, and I PC games. So I played a lot of video games in my life. I am now 25 years old, and I am going to be 26 years old in June. I look absolutely nothing like this. So I've been gaming for 20 years now. I look absolutely nothing like this. This is just absolutely ridiculous, and gamers don't look anything like this. But look at this. Indent in skull from pressure and overuse of headphones, bald patches, lack of sunlight and vitamin D, dark circles from sleep deprivation and excessive screen time, bloodshot eyes, irritation from staring at a monitor, rounded shoulders from lack of movement, hunched back, poor posture over time, obese from increased food intake and lack of exercise. PlayStation FUM, repetitive strain from excessive use of controller, first-person shooter, excessive use of mouse and keyboard causing numbness. I just can't keep reading through this. I just can't. I can't keep reading through this. This is absolutely ridiculous. Gamers don't look anything like this. And I'll say this, these studies, the majority of these studies are ridiculous. I did a paper in my college, my final research paper, and that was about, violent video games, which was another topic, and real-world violence. And all of the studies that have supposedly linked real-world violence to violent video games are inaccurate or the research isn't completed. And it's the same along these lines. A lot of these people that are conducting these studies are not gamers. I would feel much more confident with a study if it was actually done by people who actually play video games, have experienced video games, and know video games well. If they actually did a study, I would be willing to take that much more seriously. But who is the one who is actually doing these studies? This was a Canadian casino website that did this study. A casino website. So let me get this straight. You have a casino telling gamers, that you better stop playing video games or this is what you are going to look like. Last time I checked, a gambling addiction. That's what these guys should be writing about on their website, about gambling addictions. A gambling addiction would be much, much worse than a video game addiction, because when somebody's addicted to gambling, they're addicted to playing in the casino, they are going to lose all their money. Not only are they going to lose all their money, they could possibly lose their homes. Gambling addiction is very scary, and it's a very, very horrible addiction. And look, there are people that play too much video games. There are some people like that. They play too much video games. They spend all day playing video games. Most people will agree it's not good to play video games constantly all day. But to suggest that this is what gamers are going to look like, and this is like, a standard for what people are going to look like playing video games 20 years later, I mean, come on. Video games have become much more popular in recent years, and with this virus situation that's going around now, much more people are playing video games. But, I don't really see anything bad in playing video games. There's nothing bad about playing video games as long as you're not playing, all day constantly without breaks. There's nothing really wrong with playing video games. And these people making ridiculous studies like this, like I look at this picture, I'm just gonna laugh at this picture. I mean, I just can't take something like this seriously. This is what the average gamer is gonna look like in their eyes. You know what I'll say to this is, I would like it for another website to actually do something similar to this, but actually talk about gambling addiction and actually revert it back to this casino website, because a casino has absolutely no right to talk about video game addictions when there are people that have extreme addictions to gambling. They have extreme addictions to that, and it's very, very scary when people are addicted to gambling. How they spend their money, they spend all their life savings, they lose their property, their cars, their homes, they lose everything to the casino, and you have a casino that doesn't talk about that, and instead they're talking about video games and what video game usage. I don't think these are not the right people to be conducting studies like this. And if we scroll further through this website, it tells gamers that they need to exercise to stay healthy, and they need to keep a good posture, and they need to hydrate. You don't need a study to tell people this. The vast majority of people know that you should exercise to keep good health. They know that you should keep a good posture, and they know that you should stay hydrated. The vast majority of people know that. They don't need a study to tell them that, especially from a casino website. It's absolutely ridiculous. These people have no credibility. No credibility, no evidence for their claims. And like I said, it's made by people that don't play video games, that have no knowledge of video games. And just like the people that say, violent video games cause real-world violence, no evidence behind claims like this, no evidence behind this specific claim here, where this is what the average gamer is going to look like. And another thing is these people don't even understand who the average gamer is. Gamers can be anybody. People who play video games, they can be anybody. They can be kids, they can be teenagers, they can be adults, they can be people in their middle ages, they can even be some seniors that play video games. Everybody loves video games. There are different groups of people that play video games. So to stereotype, gamers all into this one group and say this is what the average gamer is going to look like in 20 years and just show a scary picture like this, like looks like a zombie or something. Like, I mean, really? This is what you're trying to do to scare people from a casino website? But let me know what you guys think down below of this. How ridiculous do you think this picture is? And were you laughing at this picture? Because I couldn't take this picture seriously. When I saw this picture at first, I actually thought this was a joke. I didn't think that this was real. I thought that somebody, made a parody or something like that. I didn't think this was real. I didn't at first. But then, reading through it and clicking on their website and talking about stuff like this, just absolutely ridiculous. Look, I'm not denying it. There are people that play video games too much. People shouldn't be playing video games, all day, constantly. Most people get that. But, to suggest that this is what, the average gamer is going to look like in 20 years, ridiculous. Most people are going to understand it's ridiculous. And you could just be scaring some people with just claims that are just not backed up. But let me know what you guys think of this. I'll see you guys on the next one. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. And if you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, subscribe. And I'll see you guys. Take care, everyone.